Okay, so here is the second part of your video, just to make sure that our videos aren't getting too long. I don't want them to get overwhelming. Okay, so you should have finished up to multiplying by a whole number. Okay, that was the last part of the first video. So now we need to rotate our flap up. Okay, this is going to be multiplying mixed numbers. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is convert our mixed numbers to fractions. Okay, convert mixed numbers to fractions. Once we have them both as fractions, then we do the three steps. So then our three steps. Hopefully you remember our three steps from the last video. Our first step is to multiply numerators. Our second step is to multiply denominators. And then our third step is always to simplify. Now remember, as we go throughout this unit, I'm actually going to switch this step around. I'm going to show you how you can simplify your fractions before you work them out, so the numbers are a little bit easier to deal with. Okay, so whenever we have mixed numbers, we have to convert them to our fraction form. So if I give you the mixed number 3 and 1/2, remember this is where we have to do that walk around Texas. Remember that from before, where we multiply our whole number times our numerator, and then we add our denominator. Okay, so what this is, we have to do, I just lost my train of thought, I'm so sorry. We would do, I just did that backwards. That's why it looks so weird. Oh my gosh, I could not figure out what was going wrong with this. Something was off. We multiply our denominator by our whole number, and then we add our numerator. So see, even people who teach this all day long and have degrees in this stuff can mess up. So if you make errors, it's not the end of the world. Don't dwell on it. Fix your mistake and move on, just like I did. We multiply our denominator by our mixed number, and then we add our numerator. Okay, sorry about that. I'll try not to make any more errors like that on our foldables. Okay, so that's our walk around Texas. Some people call it rock around the clock. Some people call it around the world. Whatever you want to call it, I'm good. So what that means is that we are doing 3 times 2 plus 1. So 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. And our denominator is not going to change. Our denominator is going to continue to be 2. So now that's how we make that a fraction. Okay, that's just the baby steps. Hopefully you remember that from before. Okay, so for our example, we're going to do 2/5 times 4 and 1/2. So before we can do our 3 steps and multiply this, we have to convert our mixed numbers to fractions. So we have to do our walk around Texas. Hopefully I'll do it right this time. So we'll do 2 times 4, which is 8, and then 8 plus 1, which is 9. So what this is 2 over 5 times 9 over 2. Okay, that's what our problem should look like. Okay, so let's rewrite our problem down here so we can work it out. We have 2 over 5 times 9 over 2. So remember, step 1 is we multiply numerators. So 9 times 2 is 18. Step 2 is to multiply denominators. So 5 times 2 is 10. And then step 3 is to simplify. So we have 18 over 10, which you remember from our previous notes means that we are doing 18 divided by 10. Okay, well 10 goes into 18 one time, which is 10. And then we have 8 left over, so we need to add a decimal and a 0 and bring it down. Okay, so 10 goes into 80 8 times, which is 80. So You could write your answer as 1.8, or that is 1 and 8 tenths. Also, 1.8, 1 and 8 tenths. Or you could simplify it and have 1 and 4 fifths. Okay, either answer gets you the same thing. So now something I want to show you really quickly about how we could have made this a little bit easier on ourselves, because we could have done the simplifying first. So we still have to convert our mixed number to a fraction. We can't get around that. That's something that we have to do. But when you get to 2 over 5 times 9 over 2, you can simplify this first. What I want you to do is look diagonally. Do we see any numbers that share common factors? Okay, nothing. There's not a number that will go into both 5 and 9, so there's nothing that we can do with these two diagonally. But there is a number that will go between 2 and 2. It's 2. Okay, so 2 goes into 2 one time. So then on the bottom one, 2 goes into 2 one time in your denominator. Now we can multiply across. 1 times 9 is 9. 5 times 1 is 5. So we end up getting the same answer, because if we do 9 divided by 5, 5 goes into 9 one time, which is 5. So add a decimal and a 0. Bring your 0 down and your decimal up. 5 goes into 48 times, which is 40. And there you go. You're done. So to me, dealing with the numbers 9 and 5 was a little bit easier than dealing with the numbers 18 and 10. It wasn't too bad, but it's still on the same level. So as we get going through our unit, we'll definitely do a lot more of that. Hopefully this video was helpful. This needs to go on the next blank page in your notebook. For my kids, it should be either 39 or 40. And you guys have a great day. Make sure to ask if you have questions. Bye-bye.